You study for hours. You fill notebook after notebook with beautiful ink and perfect handwriting. You feel productive. You feel like a student. But then, the moment comes. You meet a native speaker, you try to speak, and suddenly, your mind goes blank. The words are gone, you panic, you feel stupid. But listen to me closely. You are not stupid. You do not have a bad memory. You have a bad system. You are treating English like a history book, but English is a sport. Today, we stop studying. Today, we start training. Welcome to Luminary English, where stories light the way to better English. You're not just watching a video, you're stepping into a story. Listen closely, feel every word, and let today be the chapter that changes your English forever. Part 1. The Hoarder Mentality versus the Sniper Mentality. We need to begin with a diagnosis of your current condition. We need to talk about a disease that infects 90% of English learners. It is a silent disease. It feels good. It feels like progress. But it is actually a trap that kills your fluency before you even open your mouth. It is called the hoarder mentality. You know what a hoarder is in real life. A hoarder is someone who cannot throw anything away. They live in a house filled with old newspapers from 10 years ago. They keep broken boxes. They keep plastic bags. They keep rusted pieces of metal. They keep these things because they have a voice in their head that says, maybe one day I will need this. Maybe one day this broken chair will be useful. You look at them and you think they're crazy. You see the mess. You see that they cannot walk through their own hallway because of the trash. But look at your English notebook. Look at your vocabulary lists. You are doing the exact same thing. You are a word hoarder. You watch a movie and you hear a word like flabbergasted. You think, wow, that sounds intelligent. You write it down. You read a book and see the word idiosyncrasy. You write it down. You walk through the airport and see a complex safety instruction with the word prohibited. You write it down. Your notebook is fat. It is heavy. It is filled with thousands of words. When you look at this notebook, you feel a sense of pride. You touch the pages and you think, look at all this knowledge. Look at how much I have studied. But you are not learning. You are collecting. There is a massive, life-changing difference between collecting and learning. Let me ask you a brutal question. Can you use these words? Can you use flabbergasted in a fight? Can you use idiosyncrasy when you are nervous and talking to your boss? Can you use prohibited when a native speaker is staring at you, waiting for an answer? No. You cannot, because you are carrying too much. Imagine you are going on a hike up a very steep, dangerous mountain. This mountain represents fluency. The top of the mountain is your goal, effortless, natural speaking. You are wearing a backpack. Every time you learn a new word, you put a rock in your backpack. If the word is simple, like table, it is a small pebble. If the word is procrastination, it is a heavy rock. If the word is philosophical, it is a brick. Most of you are trying to climb this mountain with a backpack that weighs 500 pounds. You are carrying rocks that you do not need. You are carrying words that belong in a textbook from the 19th century. You are carrying words that native speakers only use once a year. You are exhausted. You are sweating. You are moving slowly because you are trying to carry the entire Oxford English Dictionary on your back. When you try to speak, your brain has to dig through this mountain of trash to find the one simple word you need. This causes hesitation. This causes the and the This causes the panic. We are going to change your equipment today. Throw away the backpack. We are going to put on a tool belt. Think about a master carpenter. Think about a man who builds houses for a living. Does a carpenter carry every tool he owns? Does he carry 500 hammers, 300 screwdrivers, and 50 different saws? No. He carries the essentials. He carries the one hammer he trusts. He carries the tape measure. He carries the pencil. He carries the sharp knife. He carries the tools he uses every single day to build a house. He travels light. He travels fast. He knows exactly where every tool is on his belt. He does not have to look. He reaches down, grabs the hammer, and strikes. You must become a carpenter of words. You must stop collecting and start selecting. From today, you have a filter. Before you write a word down, before you allow it into your brain, you must ask one question. It is a ruthless question. Will I use this word tomorrow? Biddig. Not in a year, not in a month, not maybe one day. Tomorrow. If the answer is no, throw the rock away. Do not write it down. Let it go. It is not for you, not yet. You need to be light. You need to be agile. This leads us to your first training rule. It is the 5-word limit. You are not allowed to learn 20 words a day. That is for amateurs. That is for people who want to fail. That is the hoarder mentality. You are a professional. You are allowed 5 words a day. Only 5. This sounds too easy, right? You are listening to this and your ego is screaming. Your ego says, I am smart. I can learn 50 words. 5 is for babies. Silence your ego. Your ego is the reason you are failing. If I throw 20 tennis balls at you right now, how many will you catch? You will panic. You will wave your hands. You will drop all of them. But if I throw 5 balls, one by one, gently, you will catch all 5. You will hold them. You will own them. These 5 words are not just words you recognize. These are words you will own. You will master them. You will be able to use them in your sleep. You will be able to use them when you are tired, hungry, or nervous. We are going for depth, not width. We are building a sniper rifle, not a shotgun. Part 2. The biological disconnect. Now that we have selected our 5 words, we must understand how to install them. This brings us to the second major problem. It is a biological lie that you believe. You think that your brain and your mouth are the same thing. You think that if you understand a word when you read it, you know the word. This is false. This is a dangerous lie. Reading is not knowing. Reading is recognition. Speaking is production. These are 2 completely different systems in your body. They use different nerves. They use different parts of the brain. Let me take you to the gym. Imagine you want to get big muscles. You want a strong chest. You go to the gym and you sit on a bench. You watch a professional bodybuilder lift heavy weights. You watch him sweat. You watch his form. You analyze exactly how he moves his arms. You nod your head. You say, yes, I understand the technique. I see how he does it. I understand the physics of the lift. Then you go home. Do you have muscles? No, you watched. You did not lift. Reading English is watching. Speaking English is lifting. Most of you have a disconnect between your brain and your mouth. Your brain is smart. It understands the word phenomenon. It knows what it means. It can spell it. But your mouth is a muscle. It is made of meat, nerves, and blood. It is a physical instrument, like a violin or a drum. If your mouth has never practiced the shape of the word, it will fail you. When you try to speak, your brain sends a signal. It says, say phenomenon. But your mouth is weak. It is uncoordinated. It stumbles. It trips. You say pename, and you stop. You feel embarrassed. Your confidence crashes. This happens because you did not train the muscle. You only trained the mind. We are going to fix this with a physical protocol. This is not a mental trick. This is a physical exercise. It is called 10 times loud. When you choose one of your 5 words for the day, you must introduce it to your mouth. You do not just write it, you must speak it, but saying it once is not enough. If you go to the gym and lift a weight one time, nothing changes. You need reps. You need repetition. You need volume. You must say the word out loud 10 times, but not quietly, not a whisper. You must say it loud. You must exaggerate the sounds. You must open your mouth wider than feels comfortable. You must look crazy. Let's take the word inevitably. 1, inevitably. 2, inevitably. 3, inevitably. By the time you get to 10, your mouth should feel tired. You should feel the muscles in your jaw working. You are building a physical path from your brain to your tongue. You are destroying the hesitation. You are telling your body, this sound belongs to me. You must focus on the stress. Where is the music of the word? Is it inevitably or inevitably? Feel the rhythm. If you cannot say it fast, you do not know it. If you stumble, you do not know it. Do not lie to yourself. Train the muscle until it obeys you. This is mechanics, not magic. You are tuning your instrument. Do not walk on stage with an untuned violin. Tune it first, 10 times, loud, every single day. Part 3. The death of translation. Now that your mouth knows the word, we must glue it to your brain. But most of you use cheap glue. You use translation. You write the English word on one side of the paper. You write your native language word on the other side. You think this is a connection. It is not. It is a wall. It is a barrier. It is a slow, broken bridge. When you rely on translation, you are creating a middleman. When you want to speak, you have to think of the idea, translate it into your native word, cross the bridge to the English word, and then speak. This is slow. This causes lag. This is why you pause. This is why you say and This is why you get headaches when you speak English for too long. Your brain is overheating because it is doing double the work. We need to burn the bridge. We need a direct link. We need to kill the middleman. We are going to use the strongest glue in the universe, visualization. I want to prove something to you right now. I want you to play a game with me. Close your eyes. Trust me. Close them. I want you to imagine I am holding a bright yellow lemon. It is cold. I just took it out of the fridge. Can you see the yellow skin? It is bumpy and waxy. Now imagine I take a sharp knife. I slice the lemon in half. Juice sprays into the air. You can smell that sharp, sour citrus smell. It tickles your nose. Now, in your mind, pick up half of the lemon. Bring it to your mouth. Open your mouth. And bite down hard into the lemon. Open your eyes. Did your mouth water? Did you feel a little pain in the back of your jaw? I did not give you a lemon. There is no lemon. I just gave you words. But your brain is powerful. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a strong imagination and reality. Your body reacted to a picture in your mind. This is the power we will use for vocabulary. When you learn a new word, do not translate it. If you learn the word exhausted, Do not write the word for tired in your language. No. Close your eyes. See yourself after a long run. See the sweat dripping down your face. Feel your heart pounding in your chest. Feel your legs shaking. Feel the heavy breathing. That feeling, that picture, that is exhausted. You must connect the English word directly to the image. You must skip your native language. When you hear exhausted, you should not see a word. You should see the sweat. You should feel the fatigue. Here is your action step. It is the Google image search method. When you learn a new word, do not look at the dictionary definition first. Type it into Google Images. Look at the pictures. Scroll down. Find the picture that shocks you. Find the picture that is funny or strange. Look at that picture and say the word. Bond the image to the sound. If you are learning an abstract word, like freedom, do not look for a definition. Look for an image of a bird flying out of a cage. Look for a prisoner walking out of a jail. Connect the concept to a visual reality. This is how you create a memory that sticks like super glue. Part 4. The ecology of words. We have the word, we have the sound, we have the image. Now we must give the word a home. Imagine a single piece of string. It is thin. It is weak. If you pull it, it breaks. Now imagine a spider web. It is made of many thin strings connected together. It is strong. It can catch a fly. It can hold weight. It can survive the wind. A word by itself is a single string. If you write efficient on a piece of paper all alone, it is weak. Your brain has nothing to hold on to. It will float away. It will break. Words are social creatures. They hate to be alone. They need friends. They need a home. They need a context. You must never, ever write a word alone. This is a crime against your memory. If you write a list of words, you are building a graveyard. A list is where words go to die. You must build a web. Every time you write a new word, you must write it inside a sentence. But not just any sentence. You need a sentence that locks the meaning in place. You need to find the word's best friends. In linguistics, we call these collocations. Instrument des podderigais scherpurwordtunes. Let's look at the word decision. You can learn decision by itself, but that is weak. You need to know what verbs go with it. Do you do a decision? No. Do you have a decision? No. You make a decision. Make and decision are best friends. They are married. You should never learn one without the other. Let's look at the word furious. If you write, he was furious, that is a weak web. It doesn't tell me anything. Was he happy? Was he sad? Was he hungry? The context is empty. But if you write, he was furious because the man hit his car and drove away. Now we have a web. We have a car accident. We have anger. We have a story. The word furious is holding hands with car and hit and anger. If your brain forgets furious, it will remember the car accident. It will pull the string and the word furious will come back. This is the N+1 rule. N is the new word. 1 is the context. You never have N alone. It is always N+1. You are not collecting specimens in a jar. You are building an ecosystem. When you look up a word, do not just look at the meaning. Look at the example sentences. Steal them. Modify them. See who the word hangs out with. Does it hang out with high or tall? Does it hang out with say or tell? Learn the group, not the individual. Part 5. The emotional stamp. We need to talk about emotion. This is the secret weapon that schools never teach you. Many of you think learning English is like math. You think it is logical. You think it is cold data. You think if you just memorize the rules, you will win. You are wrong. Language is emotional. Language is how we cry, how we fight, how we love, how we survive. Let me give you a reality check. Think back to 10 years ago. Can you remember a specific math formula you learned in high school? Probably not. It is gone. It was boring. Your brain deleted it to save space. Now think back to 10 years ago. Can you remember a time someone insulted you? Can you remember a time someone broke your heart? Can you remember a time you were incredibly happy? Yes. You remember it like it was yesterday. You remember exactly what they said. You remember the tone of their voice. You remember the clothes they were wearing. You remember the weather. Why? Why does the brain keep the insult but delete the math? Because of emotion. Emotion is a stamp. When you feel a strong emotion, your brain stamps the memory with red ink. It says, keep this. This is important for survival. The amygdala, the part of your brain that handles emotion, wakes up. It tells the memory center, do not forget this. You must hack this system. You must trick your brain into thinking your vocabulary is a matter of survival. When you write your sentences, do not write boring textbook sentences. The cat is on the table. Who cares about the cat? It is boring. Your brain will delete it. The boy runs fast. Boring. Delete. You must write sentences about your life. You must make it personal. You must make it bloody. You must make it real. If the word is arrogant, do not write the politician was arrogant. You don't know him. You don't care. Write about your boss. Write about that guy at work who you hate. Write, Dave is so arrogant because he interrupts me in every meeting and steals my ideas. Now you have emotion, you have anger, you have a face. When you think of arrogant, you will think of Dave, and you will never, ever forget it. If the word is gorgeous, do not write, the flower is gorgeous. Write about the girl you loved in high school who never looked at you. Write about your dream car that you want to buy before you die. This is the me sentence. Every sentence must be about you, your pain, your joy, your memories, your dreams. Your brain is selfish. It only remembers what matters to you. Make the words bleed, and they will never leave you. Part 6. The War Against Decay. You have selected the word. You have trained your mouth. You have visualized it. You have put it in a sentence. You have added emotion. You think you are done. You are not done. You are just beginning. There is a monster that lives in your brain. It is called the forgetting curve. It is a biological fact. It is gravity for the mind. If you learn something today and you do not review it, you will forget 50% of it by tomorrow. By next week, you will forget 90%. This is not because you are stupid. It is because your brain is efficient. Your brain is like a gardener. It looks at the plants in your head. If a plant is not being watered, the gardener cuts it. He throws it away to save energy. He assumes that if you haven't used it, you don't need it. You must prove to the gardener that this plant is alive. You must water it. Imagine a field of tall grass. You want to walk from your house to the river. You walk through the grass one time, you push the grass down, you leave a faint trail. But if you do not come back, what happens? The grass grows back, the wind blows. In 2 days, the trail is gone. You cannot find it. But if you walk that same path the next day, the grass gets pushed down more. If you walk it again on the 3rd day, the dirt begins to show. If you walk it once a week, it becomes a permanent dirt path. It becomes a road. It becomes easy to walk. You can walk it with your eyes closed. You must build this path in your brain. You need a schedule. We will use the 137 schedule. It is simple. It is powerful. You learn a word on day 1. You struggle with it. You train it. You must review that word on day 3. Just a quick check. Is it still there? Then, you review it on day 7, 1 week later. If you can remember the word after 1 week, you have beaten the monster. The grass has stopped growing back. The path is clear. Do not trust your brain to hold it without help. You need a system. Use a calendar. Use a notebook. Use an app like Anki. But respect the schedule. Review is not a punishment. Review is the cement that hardens the foundation. Part 7. The struggle is the way. This is the most important step. This is where boys become men. This is where students become masters. This is the mindset shift that changes everything. We need to talk about the struggle. When you are reviewing your words, what do? Most of you look at your notebook. You read the word on the left. You read the definition on the right. You say, yes, I remember. You feel good. It feels easy. This is a lie. This is the illusion of competence. Recognizing the answer is not the same as knowing the answer. If you look at the answer, you are cheating. You are lifting a fake weight. It feels easy, so you think you are strong, but you are weak. You must hide the answer. You must look at the definition, or the picture, or the sentence with the blank space, and you must force your brain to find the word. You will look at the card. Your brain will go blank. You will feel frustration. You will feel a little panic. You will feel heat in your face. You will want to flip the card and look. Stop. Do not flip the card. That moment of panic. That moment where you are squeezing your eyes shut and trying to pull the word out of the darkness, that is the magic. That is the moment your brain is growing. That is the muscle tearing so it can grow back stronger. It is like a spotter in the gym. When you are lifting a heavy weight and you start to shake and you think you cannot do it, if the spotter grabs the weight and lifts it for you, you do not get stronger. The spotter stole your growth. Do not let the book be your spotter. If you look at the answer immediately, you kill the growth. You rob yourself of the rep. You must sit in the struggle. You must fight for the word. Give yourself 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Fight. Dig. Search. It is uncomfortable. It is supposed to be uncomfortable. If you go to the gym and the weight is light, do you grow? No. You grow when the weight is heavy. You grow when you shake. If you finally pull the word out, that memory becomes steel. It becomes unbreakable. Because you fought for it, you earned it. If you truly cannot find it after 20 seconds, then flip the card. But only after you have fought. This is active recall. Passive review is looking. Active recall is digging. You must be a miner. You must go into the dark and pull the gold out yourself. Do not let the book give it to you. Embrace the struggle. The struggle is the path. Part 8. Teach to master. We have arrived at the final step. This is the ultimate test. This is the proof. There is a story of two brothers. Both want to learn physics. The first brother goes to the library. He reads every book. He highlights the pages with yellow markers. He takes notes. He is silent. He studies for 10 hours. He looks very serious. The second brother reads for 1 hour. Then he goes home. He sits his dog down on the sofa, and he tries to explain the physics concept to the dog. He talks out loud. He waves his hands. He draws pictures on a napkin. He realizes he doesn't understand one part, so he checks the book again. Then he explains it again until it is simple. Who passes the test? The second brother. Always. Why? Because you cannot teach what you do not understand. When you study silently, you can skip the hard parts. You can pretend you get it. Your brain can hide in the fog. But when you have to speak it, when you have to explain it, there is nowhere to hide. The gaps in your knowledge become visible. Teaching forces your brain to organize the information. It forces you to take the raw data and turn it into a story. It forces you to simplify. Albert Einstein said, "If you cannot explain it simply, you do not understand it well enough." You do not need a classroom to be a teacher. You do not need a student. You just need an empty chair. This is the empty chair technique. Take your 5 words for the day. Put an empty chair in front of you. Imagine a student is sitting there. Imagine your grandmother sitting there. Imagine a 5-year-old child is sitting there. Someone who doesn't know the words. Now teach them. Explain the word procrastination to the chair. Give examples, tell a story, use your hands, speak loud. Listen, chair. Procrastination is when you know you need to do something, but you do it later because you are lazy or scared. Like when I wait to do the dishes until they smell bad. If you can explain it simply, you own it. If you stumble, if you get confused, if you have to use complicated jargon, then you do not own it yet. Go back to step 1. When you teach, you are not just a student anymore. You are the authority. You are the master. And masters don't forget. The reflection. I want to share something with you before we finish. I want to be honest with you. I used to be like you. I was a collector. I had a notebook. It was thick. It was black. It was filled with thousands of beautiful, complicated words. I felt so smart carrying that notebook. I felt like a scholar, but inside I was heavy. I was slow. When I tried to speak, I was calculating. I was searching through the pages of my mind, trying to find the perfect word. And while I was searching, the conversation ended. The person walked away. I felt like a man dying of thirst in the middle of the ocean. Water everywhere, but I could not drink it. Words everywhere, but I could not speak them. Then I stopped. I threw the notebook away. I stopped collecting rocks. I started building muscles. I started training 5 words a day. I started shouting them in my room. I started talking to empty chairs. I felt crazy. I felt foolish. My family asked me who I was talking to. But then something happened. I stopped thinking. The words just came out. They were part of me. They were not on a page anymore. They were in my blood. They were in my breath. I didn't have to remember them, just like I don't have to remember how to walk. I just walked. I just spoke. You can have this too. But you have to stop being a student. You have to become an athlete. You have to stop hoarding and start training. You have to be willing to look stupid in your room so you can look smart in the world. We have finished the training. Now you know the truth. Words are not data. They are muscles. You do not study them. You build them. Do not try to do all 8 steps at once for 1,000 words. That is dangerous. Pick one word today, just one. Fight for it. Speak it. Feel it. Use this system. If this training helped you, show me. Like this video. Subscribe to Luminary English. Leave a comment with your new word. Remember this. Do not just fill your notebook. Fill your life.